Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your monthly reading for July 2025. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's jump in. I'm so excited to do your reading, Sagittarius. You are entering this whole, come on. You saw your last week's reading? If you're new to my channel, by the way, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your spread, and then I break it down week by week. I talk about a couple more aspects. We'll pull more cards, all right? And then we'll do the second spread. But we're here. Sagittarius, it's a landmark month. We're halfway through the year, first of all. And as I've said many times now, the second half of the year is like night and day from the first half of 2025. Welcome to the paradigm shift. It's all happening right now. Everything changes right now. And it's the least boring month of 2025. You're going to see a lot of activity, okay? You don't like boring, all right? So the other thing is, I told you, listen, 2025, right? The year of the snake. Okay, so shedding skin. I've been saying out with the old, in with the new. This is the year of the Great Awakening, and look at what's happening. So we're get ready, okay? Year of 9, okay? Completion, fulfillment, but essentially preparing for 10, which is 2026, which is the big year, which I have talked about. I've been dropping little things for you to prepare for 2026. It's a big year. Your life is changing, okay? And so why is this a big month? Why is this the most game-changing month, okay? Well, did you see your annual forecast? You know that all the outer planets are changing signs this year in such a compressed period of time that's so rare. We have never seen it in modern human history. In fact, you can go back before that. No. So maybe it happened 10,000 years ago, 20,000 years ago. Who knows? We have never experienced this. You throw in Jupiter that moved into Cancer, okay? That happened in June, which is absolutely amazing for you. And we're going to talk about this. That's 5, okay? 5 of the outer planets. So nobody has experienced what we're about to experience, all right? In July. And even these planets and new signs that none of us have ever experienced, including Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Aries, and now officially Uranus in Gemini. So why is this bonkers? The last of the outer planets, all changing signs. Why is this bonkers? Because out of all of them, Uranus is the most life-changing. Uranus is the planet of change. Buckle up. You got some great things happening. All right, July is definitely going to be off the charts. Expect radical change as Uranus moving into Gemini. And just a reminder, change is the only constant in the world. And you already see the world changing, right? The magnitude of July is so big. I almost had to do July in 2 parts for y'all, but I'm not gonna. So I fixed it. Now, here's the thing. I want you to start preparing now in July. This is what's going to happen for you, okay? You're going to be connecting with other people in ways you never have before. Expect to completely reinvent yourself. That is Uranus. You know Jupiter is your ruler, right? So you already, search for deep meaning and purpose, but wow, with Uranus and Gemini, you're really going to, especially when it comes to partnerships and relationships, okay? One-on-one connections. Now, here's the thing. Doors are going to open up for you like you've never seen. Remember, you got the keys anyway. You're going to be tapping into your inner leader. We'll talk about that. That's still happening all summer. And this month, you're going to do a lot of reassessing, connecting or reconnecting with your authentic self, okay? Because in July, what's going to happen? Venus is going to be in 3 signs, yeah? We have 4 planets that will be going retrograde in July. We have an insane new moon. We have a very special full moon. We only have 3 challenging aspects, yeah, that's it, right? And an enormously auspicious, one-of-a-kind, this golden triangle, these aspects that, again, we have never seen in our lifetime. They're going to play out the entire month. Now, 2025 already, I told you the 4 C's are going to be the biggest themes: community, the collective, courage, consciousness. Well, now you're really going to see that play out in July. Secondly, yes, Uranus and Gemini. So I'm going to throw in 4 more C's you can expect for this month: creativity, communication, collaborations, and commitments. Okay. Now, Uranus and Gemini, obviously the highlight, okay, of the year, of the decade, of the century. It's been 84 years. 84 years. Yeah. And so every sign is going to experience this in different ways, in different areas of their life. Uranus is moving into Gemini. First of all, it's Gemini. That's an air sign. You're a fire sign. This does so much better for you than Uranus and Taurus that you've been going through, okay, since 2018. The second thing is Gemini is a mutable sign like yours. Y'all, this is like your BFF, okay? Thirdly, it rules your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, can be love, can be career, can be both, as well as personal relationships, connections, your connection with your dentist, your publicist, agent, whoever, your sister, whoever. And the 7th house is also legal matters. Y'all are going to be signing things. It's contracts. 7th house is also marriage. There's a lot happening for you here, because Uranus is the planet of breakthroughs. Uranus is the great awakener. Unexpected surprises. If you saw my last live stream, you know I mentioned Saturn was the last of the traditional planets that the ancients knew of, okay? Uranus was discovered in 1781. Thousands of years passed before the discovery of a new planet. So when this happened, it was unexpected, it was surprising, and it was a breakthrough. So Uranus, electric, eccentric, revolutionary, evolution, freedom, liberation, innovation, genius, novel, future forward, transcending, independence, and of course surprises, the unexpected breakthroughs that you are going to experience all in your 7th house I just mentioned. He's like a bolt of lightning, and Uranus represents shifts in consciousness on a generational scale. Yeah, because this is 7 to 8 years he's in a different sign. So he's here until 2033 in Gemini. All right. So this is kind of a big deal. I'm going to tell you a bigger deal for you. All right. But just know Uranus, he's the sky god. Okay. Saturn's father, by the way, does a lot better in Gemini. Just please keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind. You're moving into this absolutely enormously special time, especially with Pluto in Aquarius as well for the next 19 years. What's happening for you, Sagittarius, from this point forward? You got one of those things where you press the button, all the glitter comes out. I want you to do that this week, okay, please? Do it for July, because Gemini is just more mutable. It's mutable. It's more adaptable, more flexible than Taurus. And you had that in your 6th house. What? So Sagittarius, remember, Uranus doesn't do well in Taurus, right? You had great moments, but in general, that's your 6th house. So you had a lot of shakeups in your everyday activities with work, maybe health matters. If you're watching for your sun sign, remember, I always say this, your sun sign, sometimes the astrology isn't about you. It's about people in your world, like relationships you have, things like that. Anyway, colleagues, employees, you had a lot of shakeups. Okay. So 6th house also rules pets. But anyway, it's now in Gemini. You can pop the thing. All right. Pop the champers or the Kool-Aid, whatever you want. Uranus and Gemini is all about your innovations and your advancements, by the way. So it's actions you take. You use Uranus, right? You're going to have major breakthroughs in communication and the mind and ideas, creative revolution, writing, creative writing, anything online, by the way, anything that has to do with anything with the internet, transportation, and travel, especially for you out of all the signs. I'm going to tell you why, but just know that Uranus has rebellious energy. It's like breaking from the old, being original, being your authentic self, okay? Remember, this is reinventing yourself. That's Uranus and Gemini for you, okay? When it comes to partnerships, relationships, contracts, agreements, personal relationships, all of that. Yeah? And yeah, it's Uranus, okay? So it can also be breakups. It can be shake-ups, all right? But you use Uranus, okay? Maybe it is the time this month where you realize or understand what serves you. As you serve your higher self, you're gonna have those, like, okay, my agent, you're not getting me enough work. It's over. I'm moving, like things like that. All right. So you will feel very restless in July. Like, I got to do things. I got to say things. They're going to be very stimulated with these brilliant new circumstances and opportunities and even pursuits, exploring the new. And that is the name of the game. Exploring the new. And you are Sagittarius. You will definitely be doing that. A lot of y'all are traveling. A lot of y'all planning travel, and a lot of y'all are ready to travel. That's definitely going to be a thing, okay? Just know that Uranus and Gemini is fast and exciting, okay? It's like that fast scene in Moulin Rouge. Am I right? And you are going to be super social, by the way, because you see Venus moving to Gemini too on July 4th, right? And so we'll talk about that. Just the big takeaway, Uranus and Gemini is change. You're going to see that right away. All right. And I'm going to tell you some things that are just like, it's only happening for you too, Sagittarius. The things I'm about to tell you. One thing here is, remember, you have Saturn and Neptune conjunct in Aries. Okay. And they're close. They're less than a degree apart. Wow. Remember, out with the old, in with the new. All summer long is happening. So by fall, you're going to be in a different place in your life. This is in your 5th house, okay? 5th house is joy. It's pleasure. It's true love. It's romance, okay? Family, children. You already have a lot of energy there with the North Node and Pisces in your 4th, right? That represents that. Home matters, okay? Even real estate, by the way. But you also have that with Jupiter and Cancer. You're going through enormous change. Okay, Sagittarius. 5th house is also creative projects, creativity. It's self-expression. The 5th house is procreation. All right, y'all having kids, grandkids. They're coming into the picture here. So remember, this is your spiritual warrior. What do you want for more fun? All right. Okay, so this is going to be really good because you've got Jupiter in Cancer as well, like I said, for a whole year in your 8th house. So this is a lot of cardinal energy. We haven't even gotten to the full moon in Capricorn that's going to happen this month. We're going to talk about that. But this is going to be big, all right? This is huge. Jupiter in Cancer, as you know, is in your 8th house, which has to do with partnership building. So you're going to have a huge emphasis on partnerships and relationships this month for an entire year for 7 years. All right. So, and money, wealth building. You're going to have so much energy there. You got Mars and Virgo in your 10th. A lot of y'all are changing careers. Yeah. A lot of y'all are changing careers, professions, or getting promoted, starting your own thing. You're getting a lot more fame and recognition, by the way. Yeah. And here's the thing. Remember, Cancer is the Chariot in tarot. Aries is the Emperor. So you see where you're going with this. You're leveling up. Now, the other big thing, Uranus and Gemini will be trine Pluto in Aquarius. And that's happened for a long time. But remember what I said in your monthly forecast, my last live stream, you're going to really feel it in July. You're going to really feel it in August. Remember, this summer is the most important time, okay? Look at your July forecast. But Uranus and Gemini trine Pluto and Aquarius. First of all, that's a package deal. So you can't talk about Uranus and Gemini without knowing that it's trining Pluto in Aquarius, 2 air signs. A lot of communication, a lot of mental stimulation, thoughts, ideas. But this is the kicker for you. You've got Pluto in Aquarius in your 3rd house, Sagittarius. That's Gemini's home. So do you see the connection here? This harmonious trine. So yeah, you're going to be very vocal. You're going to have a lot of ideas and thoughts. And again, this can be all work related if you want. Maybe you're starting your own business. You got a business partner doing new things. Third house is also launching businesses. It's curiosity. Third house is it's PR, marketing, advertising for your brand, all of that. Online stuff, social media. You got a lot happening here, okay? So here's the thing. Why is this even a bigger deal for you, Sagittarius? Okay, you've got Uranus and Gemini here, right? Pluto and Aquarius here, right? Uranus just so happens to be the ruler of Aquarius, okay? And then Gemini, remember, is Mercury ruled, Hermes, right? The messenger, and he's fast. Mercury happens to be the lower octave of Uranus. So do you see this bonkers alignment, everything falling into place in terms of, wow, you're going to be really, really stimulated. And a lot of this is going to have to do with career, especially this month with Mars and Virgo in your 10th house of career. If you're not here for career, just whatever you want to be recognized for, where you're putting that energy, Mars's energy, right? And so in Virgo, and so of course you feel that being a mutable sign like Virgo. And so this is achievements, this is honors. But Mercury also rules Virgo and exalted there. So you see what's happening for you this month and why I'm so excited for you. And if you're not even here for any of that, 10th house it's your reputation, it's honors and achievements. But the fact that this is all connecting and interacting, having these alignments with Saturn and Neptune and Aries in your 5th, there's a lot of home and family stuff happening too. Again, joy and pleasure. And there's an element of fame happening for you this entire month. All right, I'll explain it now. You have Saturn and Neptune and Aries in your 5th, okay? So there's an element of fame there. Why? Because that's Leo ruled, right? But you've got Mercury in Leo all month, right? But that's in your 9th, which is great because that's your house. And so you see the connection here with the fact that you have Mars and Virgo in your 10th, the house of fame. So you have like this triple activation of it getting recognized. Please take action, okay? Maybe Love Island is on and you want to binge it all month. No, go do things. Go get, go do your thing. Go do your thing. Just expect breakthroughs, especially of the mind, okay, with Mercury. And then this connection with Pluto. Oh, that is very psychological. You're going to have deep changes, okay? The way you see things, your shift in mindset is going to be bananas, all right? And it could even be you recognizing the things that you are doing to hold yourself back. Because what did I say? Uranus and Gemini is breakthroughs and your personal freedom. Okay. This is high frequency. And remember, we all have biofields. We're all made of energy. We're all connected. We're a human race. That's what Pluto and Aquarius is anyway, humanity. So we all contribute. So everyone contributes, right? That's what all of this cardinal energy is asking of you, Saturn, Neptune, Aries, to be that leader, that spiritual warrior, that creative artist, whatever you want to do. Everything that we do, it's all to contribute, right? And all I'm saying with everything that's happening this summer, you don't have to do it alone. The changes are going through, you don't have to do it alone, okay? So we're all a collective. We move forward. And that said, in July, you will do inner work. Yeah, you're going to do inner work with all those retrogrades. And I'm going to tell you something else too. So just know that you may be breaking some things down for your breakthrough. All right. Because 7th house also is also like enemies, open enemies. So if there's anyone that you're like, oh, I thought you supported me, but I realized because I had this breakthrough, you don't. We're going to fix this. All right. We're going to patch this up. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to go to the cat cafe. We're going to have some of that, famous Japanese drink that everyone does. Whatever it is, whatever you want to do. Okay. So anyway, I always say use these planets. Don't let them use you, especially Uranus. Okay. For those breakthroughs. Now, And Uranus is the Fool, right? Attributed to the Fool in tarot. And that's crazy because the Fool, which is card 0, and you have Uranus and Gemini at 0 degrees all month. And that's the world axis. That's the degree of reset, a new beginning for you. So I need to make this very clear, Sagittarius. You like things clear, right? You're embarking on a new journey, especially after that Jupiter Kazemi and new moon from last week. Yeah, your ruler. And so that not only in your eighth house at the end of the day is transformation. So again, you have blessings, you have abundance, you have expansion here in your personal transformation, but also relationship building, like I said, and wealth building. And when I say wealth building, that's assets, shared assets, it's inheritance, it's investments, it's commissions, it's royalties. Okay? Joint bank accounts, loans, taxes, all of that. You have Jupiter blessing you here for a whole year. All right? So you see how you have this overlap. Focus on partnerships, on relationships, okay? So remember, the biggest thing of all, just everything is a preview. Everything that you're doing, and I explained this a couple times, this summer is your preview of where you want to be by February 2026. Take action now. You create your reality. And the universe is going to be bearing gifts this month. Go get them. Yeah? You got to go get them. Because Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries, sextile Uranus in Gemini, and Pluto in Aquarius, and Uranus in Gemini trine Pluto in Aquarius, right? That's the story for the summer. That's what's happening for you. And you have so much emphasis on the foundations of your life and home and family and joy and pleasure and romance, meeting your soulmate, all of this. This is you cultivating the new you in this new reality you're creating for yourself, turning your dreams into reality. That's what Saturn and Neptune and Aries is. Yeah. And this 4-way alignment, this quartet, you can trace this back in modern human history. So everyone is going through this new. And it's a harmonious alignment. It's this strong golden triangle, right? And so, again, you're definitely going to have new beginnings, new ventures, new relationships, new contracts, new all of that is happening now. And a lot of y'all are getting married, all right? And then remember, August is when you really, really feel it, okay? This rare signature of all these alignments. This is big. This is big. It's special. And even Uranus trine Pluto. I mean, think about these long orbits, right? The last time was 1922. Like when I said, like all of these, it's been a long time. But again, that's just the aspect. Uranus and Gemini trine Pluto and Aquarius. No, that's been like nobody's experienced that in the past hundreds of years. Anyway, I did a Saturn Neptune video, by the way, for all 12 signs, what you can expect for your sign, right? For the next 2 years. And I talked about July and August 2026. And I pulled cards, all of it for you, Sagittarius, because those are going to be big months too. And time is speeding up. Now, here's the thing. Just be your authentic self. That's what Uranus wants in this new world, in this new era, in this new you. All right? Now, if you want to know more about Uranus and Gemini for the world, I'll leave the July astrology overview live stream that I did, or the last live stream. I'll do another one too. It's just such a big thing. And for the world, I've already talked about some of this, okay? I'll maybe at the end of this video, I'll leave it, okay? Or the description box with my channeled predictions. Anyway, just expect you're going to expand your consciousness. Why? Gemini and Aquarius. Gemini, Aquarius. Remember, that's the story here, right? The trine, all right? Why is that a big deal? Because Gemini and Aquarius are the most open-minded, among the most open-minded signs. And Uranus and Gemini, trine Pluto and Aquarius is opening minds. That's why it's this consciousness expansion. And I've explained upstairs, up here, 90% is the subconscious. Only 10% is the conscious. That's going to expand. And you're going to start thinking and continuing to think in, profound new ways. You are going to have your breakthroughs. You're going to be taking a lot more risks than normal this month. You're going to see your life change right before your eyes. That's just how Uranus operates in Gemini, which is, again, very fast, right? And if you feel like things are moving too fast, you got Mars and Virgo, all right, all month. That helps things stabilize and stay grounded. And like I said, you're going to be reassessing, rethinking a lot of things in your life, okay? Because the 4 retrogrades, we got Neptune going retrograde, Saturn going retrograde, Mercury going retrograde. Yeah, Mercury is going retrograde this month. We'll talk about it. And Chiron retrograde. All this month, don't forget Pluto's already retrograde. We'll talk about this a lot more later. Let's jump in. All right, so July 2nd is not on the whiteboard, but I wanted to bring this to your attention. Sagittarius, it's the exact mid-year point. And to be honest, pretty much exact mid-decade point. But here's the thing. What are the chances that the moon happens to be in Libra this day? Yep, which is all about balance and harmony, inner peace, all of that. But here's the difference it makes for you, Sagittarius. Okay? You've got this beautiful golden triangle this day, all right? Air trine with the moon, okay, in Libra. And then you have Pluto in Aquarius. And then you have Sedna in Gemini. Yep. And I will do that video on Sedna because that's been 12,000 years before Sedna moves into Gemini. She's right there at 0 degrees, right? So Sedna and Pluto, 2 dwarf planets, they're all about the collective consciousness. You're going to see things change. And again, you contribute, but the fact that you've got the moon in Libra, Libra rules your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and commitments and dreams. So you're going to be already thinking right out the gate, okay? You're going to feel good. You're going to have a big moment. You're also going to be social AF and network, all of that, because that Libra rules your 11th house. That's also your support system, groups you belong to, your community, your friendships, benefactors, allies. So you see, there's something big already happening for you, especially with work and career, because you still got Venus and Taurus in her domicile this day as well. Okay, you got Mars and Virgo as well. You're coming after Mars exile the Sun. So a lot of career stuff that may be changing right away. And then when you get to Friday, July 4th, this is one of the biggest days of the month. It's a loaded day, so please pay attention to what I say this day, because I'm not going to talk about it next week in your next week's forecast, okay? It's bigger fish to fry. Venus conjunct Uranus and Taurus at 29 degrees. I already told you about this last week. And yeah, I dropped these forecasts, by the way, a few days before the actual month. So it doesn't matter whatever day you're watching this video, you're already feeling, okay, Venus conjunct Uranus. Because remember, this day just perfects. You're building up to that. It's at 29 degrees. That's that critical degree, an anaretic degree. It's a graduation. It's a culmination. It's this peak moment for you. Huge breakthrough. It's Uranus. Surprises, unexpected moments. This is your breakthrough. Venus, what your heart desires. Venus, love, money, creativity, relationships, beauty, comfort, self-worth, all of that. In your 6th house, everyday activities, your lifestyle, health, work, colleagues, employees. Yeah? So this is Venus, which is great. Okay? She's very social. So like I said, you're already going to be like social. And it's Venus. There's going to be fireworks this day, right? Pun intended. Yeah, happy 4th if you're in the U.S. But there could be something here really exciting and new for you, because remember, Uranus and Taurus, parting gift after its 7-year stay. All right? But what makes this even bonkers is that Venus and Uranus, they're conjunct, but they're conjuncting a fixed star, Alcyone, the brightest star in the Pleiades, the Taurus constellation. This is happening the first time in 84 years and having this harmonious connection with Pluto and Saturn and Neptune. So this is like eminence. This is enlightenment. Like, you are going to feel this day bigly. okay? Bigly. Or even the days surrounding it. But you will feel this way because you see Venus moving into Gemini, all right? Just hours after. So we'll be at that 0 degree point. So Venus in Gemini, by the way, it's just fun. It's social. It's stimulating. It's flirty. It's curious. It's affectionate, lighthearted. You're going to feel like a magnet. You're going to feel very charming. I mean, you have Venus now in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. Okay. So if you're single, yeah, this is the month where you may meet the one. This is big. Okay. You got to put yourself out there. But if you're not even here for, love, but a lot of you are going to feel it because you have Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, but in your 5th, if you're not here for that, money, Venus is money. It's creativity, creative projects, launching new things, everything that I told you. So there's something here where you could even just be signing a contract about something. All right. Communicate, network, travel. This is very stimulating. It's very lighthearted. It's fun. It's belly laughs, Venus and Gemini. Mental connection, mental stimulation. You are going to hear jokes. That's the vibe. You're going to hear dad jokes. Maybe you got some. But anyway, here's the thing. This is why I'm looking at what's going on for you. All right. So, yeah, you got Venus and Gemini, right? You're going to have Uranus here soon. Okay. But Venus will be conjuncting Sedna, the planetoid. Alcyone is the fixed star as well. You also have Aldebaran. And you also have Hygeia. So that Gemini area of your chart, you have a lot happening. And they're all at those early degrees. Okay? And we'll talk more about the second spread. Yeah, next week. All right. Because that's where we talk about the lunations and the fixed stars and asteroids and planetoids that, again, you're going to see a lot more astrologers talking about this. All right. Talking about them. That's how big and that's part of the Uranus and Gemini Pluto connection change anyway. Aquarius rules astrology. Anyway, Oh, and then Neptune goes retrograde this day, okay? Until your birthday season, all right? Until December. And that's fine. It's just going within. That's it. Reassessing what you want. But the big thing here, asking yourself, are you really grounded in the reality of the dreams and ideals you have for yourself? That's all it is, okay? So, but really working on that inner visionary artist, role model, hero, leader. Here's the thing. I really want you to pay attention to this, okay? The moon will be in Scorpio this day. So if you are a subscriber, okay, I've talked about moon in Scorpio. There is a kick, an intensity with the moon in Scorpio. And that's going to be all weekend, by the way. And that is your 12th house. All right. So there's something here where you're going really, really deep. With love, with business, with intimacy, with money, with transformation. You're going deep, okay? That's your 12th house. Anyway, so the reason I bring up this day is because Jupiter, your ruler, will have 0 aspects all month, okay? Planetary. It will aspect the moon, other stuff that we talk about the second spread. But here's the thing. This is a day that Jupiter will actually be at its degree of exaltation and will actually trine the Scorpio moon. So that's beautiful. That's very warm and fuzzy, emotionally moving. There could be you having psychic pops. It's like your higher mind is in overdrive. This is big. You're going to really know what you want. You're going to go deep. 12th house is also the subconscious. The moon is the subconscious, okay? There could be some female figure here in play as well. It could be you, as a boss, as a mother, but someone here, something with home, something with family, investments. You're going to be going deep, all right? Saturday, not even on the whiteboard, you got the moon in Scorpio conjunct Juno. What? And trining the sun in Cancer. So, when I say, and in fact, we have a water trine. It's beautiful. Okay. It's a lot of emotions. Sun in Cancer, moon in Scorpio, and the North Node in Pisces. So for you, Sagittarius, yeah, the biggest thing for you over this weekend, because that's not it. On Saturday, I just told you how to water trine. Go with the flow with the go. We also have another trine with Venus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, Saturn and Neptune in Aries, right? Fire and air, fire and air. You're going to feel that. But we also have a fire trine with Mercury in Leo, Ceres, right? Mother Nature, that nurturing energy in Aries in your fifth, and the fixed star Antares, a royal star, just like it's all about courage, basically. Okay, mastery of self. So this is indicating for you over this weekend, you are going to have a lot of emphasis in terms of truth, justice, balance of power in relationships, whether love, career, both. It doesn't matter. One-on-one connections, could be a friendship, could be any of that, right? Legal matters as well. Something with the courts as well, as in you're maybe getting married. In a really big way. Home and family is a big thing here. All right. And if you actually watch, if you're new to my channel, I also do a whole other thing. My live streams, I do, I am a channeler, psychic, however you want to call it, clairvoyant. And so I do those videos too. And I am at 100% accuracy. So ever since I started last year. And so that's how much I trust the messages that I get for all the predictions. Okay. For now, you never know, But anyway, if you're a subscriber, you know that I channeled the message of 525 BC, which I had to Google, but that's when Venus passed over Antares in the Scorpio constellation, and that occultation, it just obscures the star from view, but it doesn't happen again until like the year 2400. That's how rare this is. Okay. Astrologically, it's just like passion, courage, everything I talked about. Venus and Antares will actually conjunct in December in your birthday season, okay? During the time of the full moon in Gemini. And remember, you're like, that's your 7th house of partnerships, relationships. So there's something really big brewing for you, is all I have to say. Yeah? And then you see here, Sunday, July 6th, Venus in Gemini, sextiling Saturn and Neptune in Aries, 2 degrees. Yeah, you're going to hear me say 2 degrees a lot. This is the best time. This is all you. This is all you. Because this is connecting your 7th and your 5th. You throw in, your 10th as well. So much happening here in terms of partnerships, relationships, signing new things, partnering up with something. So legal matters, marriage, like building relationships, money matters, as well as career, fame, family, having children. That, by the way, FYI, you're too like sex is a big thing. Okay, for you, Sagittarius. All right. For the summer, you're going to have a lot of fun, like, okay, bunny stuff, because it's like the 2 houses in the zodiac wheel are completely activated for you that have to do with that. Okay, intimacy. All right. So this, by the way, there's something here coming in that's building. All right. Sextiles are windows of opportunity. Use this. All right. Whatever you want in that 7th house area. All right. Venus, again, what your heart desires, love, money, creativity is the biggest things here. All right. Take that action. Remember, this is a sextile. So with Saturn, which is all about the long term and commitments, stability with relationships, finances, creative endeavors, creative projects, you've got it made. I mean, this is huge. All right. So please be social, go network. That's what Venus, which is very social, she's so social in the most social sign, Gemini. Please be, especially if you're single. There's something here that can go for the long term. And there's something here that where you could become a big authority. Like you could start an LLC. You could start that, business selling, shirt sleeves. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Like there's something here. You never know who you can meet. You never know. Be social. Network. It online too. That's fine. Okay. But Neptune, that's huge. Okay. Venus, sextile Neptune. Neptune is a higher octave of Venus. They both like represent music. It's soothing. It's soulful. This is creativity. They both represent creativity. This is very like cloud nine of enchantment, and it's inspiring. So please go out there. Okay. It's also Venus, beauty, right? Go treat yourself, get a spa treatment, get one of those new facials that, I don't know, where they use cucumber and pickles, whatever it is. I don't know the new trend, but this is happening at 2 degrees, and that is attributed to that's Venus's degree, by the way. So there is this element of love, abundance, comfort for you here. So please remember, with sexuality, you have to take that action. You have to put wheels in motion. And this is a long window. You're going to feel this up until like the 9th. Now, here's the thing. If you're a cross watcher, if you watch your rising, your moon, or for your sister, your husband, Jack, whoever, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, will feel this the most. And if you have planets 0 to 4 degrees in any of the signs in your birth chart, you're going to feel it the most. Now, July 7th is a big day. Uranus moving to Gemini. We'll talk more about it next week, including the lower expressions of what you can expect, okay? And things that we didn't talk about, all right? But remember, it's just you being your authentic self. You're gonna see great change in communication, new things. Some of y'all are taking things next level, all right? Business, anything you want. Love, relate, anything you want. But you're gonna communicate, okay? A lot of y'all are gonna learn things too and go back to school, or learn something online, take courses. That's just what's happening for you this month, okay? Or you're gonna be the teacher. You're gonna be a teacher, all right? Now, let's see what else. We're gonna pass that. Again, there's a lot on the whiteboard that's not, or stuff that's not even on the whiteboard. Now, Venus trine Pluto. That's happening the same day. Please take advantage. Okay. That's love. This Venus and Pluto. There's an element of love and relationships with both. Okay. And money. Yeah. And creativity, creative pursuits. So whatever you want to invest your time in at this point, when you have that sextile that just happened at the same time as this trine, wow, this is powerful. Remember, you got Uranus trine Pluto too. So there's something really special happening for you, okay? Really big in terms of a lot of you are getting married. A lot of y'all are, going steady with someone, right? Or a lot of y'all are having conversation talks about working with someone else, starting a business. It could even be something that maybe there's like a recreation of yours because you do have all this 5th house activity. Maybe you start like a bowling club and you monetize off that. There's just something new that you're doing in a really big way. And now you have this amazing trine where it's you feeling commanding and having presence and impressing. And it's, again, 2 air signs are very mentally stimulating, but also really profound. It's Pluto. So there's an element of like even you more than any other sign really seeking deep connections now, whether you're in a relationship, maybe deeper. If you're not in a relationship, you're going to be going out, okay? You're going to be going to the bars, the observatories, the tennis courts, I don't know, wherever you meet singles. This is all in the name of transforming your life. Okay, please take advantage. That's why I'm here. These are the biggest windows for you, especially with love and money. All right. Remember, trines are enormously auspicious. They're in your favor. They bring an element of luck and ease. They're harmonious. You're going to feel this days before, days after. Again, there's something here about your growth, your being influential as well, having power. Now, cross watchers is the same thing. Air signs and fire signs will feel this the most, okay? If you know your chart, same thing, pretty much, but I'm going to give it a wider orbital degree, 0 to 6 degrees, okay? In any of the signs, you're going to feel it. Now, Sagittarius, you are going to feel it the most. Why? Because the moon will be in your sign this day. And you have this amazing fire trine this day with the moon in your sign, Mercury in Leo, and Ceres in Aries. You are going to have a huge shift in perspective in anything that you do. This is big. I love y'all. And by the way, if you saw if you watch my channeling predictions like live streams, I did say pay attention to July 3rd to the 7th. Now, July 10th, full moon in Capricorn. Okay, there we go. We're going to talk about it more next week. This is why I believe a lot of y'all are changing, adjusting things that have to do with career and money, because Capricorn rules your second house, okay? And so second house is income, salary, finances, but also if you're not here for money, it's material possessions, it's your material assets, things in your physical world. It could be something here with food, like something with your diet. There may be a change to your diet, by the way, because you do have Sirius and Aries as well, and then you do have the South Node in Virgo. But anyway, that's a thing for you. And then, but you have this, the full moon has an amazing alignment with the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo, even trining Mars in your 10th house of career. And, Capricorn rules the 10th house. So you, out of everyone, there's something here for you. And again, if you're not here for career, just whatever you're exerting your energy into that you want to be known for, remember, there's so much happening behind the scenes, but this is when you're really getting serious about your long-term goals. Okay? That's it. All right. We'll talk more about it next week. All right. But big. Now, let me skip through a lot of these. Saturday, July 12th, just know Saturn is now officially going retrograde. And, when Saturn goes retrograde, you kind of really do feel it. You're going to feel this. And just like Neptune retrograde, it's all just kind of like internal, like going within. Are you grounded in reality, right? But now, are you putting too much limitations on yourself where you feel like you're not having fun, you're not having joy in the things that you're doing? You're going to be having these moments, okay? Also, this is until September 1st, Saturn retrograde. So you're going to be reassessing, your long-term goals and commitments, structure, discipline, all of that. All right. Now, what else can I tell you? Okay, so Thursday, you see Mercury, that's going to sextile Venus. That, again, amazing, hugely amazing for you. There's something here. You're definitely going to be speaking words into existence. Remember, Mercury's in Leo all month, right? And Leo does rule your 9th house. That's your home. So that is your belief system, your perspective on things. Things are changing for you, how the way that you see things. It's inner wisdom, okay? So there's something really special for you. And then remember, you've got a lot of social media stuff, energy. You may post something. Anyway, the bigger thing, it's Mercury will go retrograde just after, and this is July 17th, 18th, depending on where you live, because it's just like right after midnight. Mercury will go retrograde until August 11th. Now, here's the thing. Yes, Mercury retrograde, we all know, crossed wires, miscommunication, travel delays, all of that, okay? And it is in your 9th house, and that does rule travel. But I've said this in your last reading, or maybe in your monthly forecast, I like this Mercury retrograde. Sure, all of that stuff happens. We're used to it. We've experienced it. We experience it 3 to 4 times a year. But this one, there's something special, all right? People from your past are coming back, okay? Or you're going to be thinking about them. And there is going to be this reason why. And even if not, there may be something you're returning to. Maybe it's a creative project. Maybe, the 9th house is publishing, right? Are you writing that book? 9th house is broadcasting. Are you starting that podcast? So maybe you started earlier this year, but then things got really busy. Now you return to it. So there is something really nice here because we do have a Mercury Cazimi at the end of the month that kind of like wraps up the whole picture here. But anyway, we'll talk about it more in your weekly forecast. Fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Gemini and Virgo will feel the retrograde the most. Okay. Now, Sunday, July 20th, we're going to go deep on this. And when we get to the weekly reading, it's happening it's at 19 degrees. Keep that in mind. That's going to be important, but this is a big one. Okay. So Mars in Virgo conjuncting the South Node in Virgo. The moon will be in Virgo. The moon will be in Gemini this day too. Okay. So Therefore, the moon will conjunct Uranus. The moon will also conjunct Venus. So again, a lot here that has to do partnerships, relationships, legal matters. Okay, one-on-one connections. You're going to be feeling it's maybe a female figure involved here as well. But this is happening in your 10th house of career or fame or your reputation, honors, achievements. It's squaring Venus. This is why I think a lot of y'all are changing jobs or careers or professions, life paths. It's the south node, the karmic node, right? So, and if not, maybe making an adjustment. Like you're realizing, remember, with all this reassessing, especially coming after that full moon in Capricorn, that's all about not only money, but self-worth and self-value. Something inside you rising up, this confidence saying, hey, boss, right? Linda, I deserve to be manager, or I need my own team. Do you guys see what I'm saying? There's something here. But Mars is definitely like a laser. And so at this point, and again, I've been bringing this up in your consciousness past few readings to help you prepare to get to this point. What has to go? South Node is all about lessons you've already learned. There's Mercury retrograde at this time too, so very likely people from the past, your mind on people from the past, and now a lot of career stuff like former bosses, colleagues, things like that, okay, or work situations, but can be in this great way, as in a former boss reaches out and says, hey, you were one of my best employees. I'm now, the owner of, Arizona, and I want to employ you. You know what I mean? Like there's something here for you, but something has to go. And there can be something here in terms of your health, your mental health, your spiritual health when it comes to your career and your future goals and fame. Okay? There's a something, just trust your gut. Okay, it's Virgo. It's Virgo rules gut instincts, but there is definitely something here. Well, it gets deep. All right. A lot of it is changing your mindset. Okay, so again, if there's something where you're telling yourself, "Oh, I'm not good enough," or that's got to go. Yeah. Anyway, Mars will square Venus. We'll talk about that. I actually don't mind it. I do like it. I do like it for you too. And that is, we'll talk about the weekly forecast. We move into Leo season July 22nd. Okay, keep that in mind. The sun rules Leo. This is your stage. Yeah, that's what Leo season is. All right, you're showing off your talents with all this new. You're not a backup dancer, okay? You're not a backup singer. You're not an extra. This is your stage. This is the sun shining all this light on you in your 9th house. Again, there's a huge surge of inspiration, and it's energizing. It's a sun in Leo, very enthusiastic, a lot of confidence, a lot of focus on home and family, career. You got everything activated. Sagittarius. And remember, there is that, Leo is like the royal maker. So there is that touch of fame here. There's something here for you. All right. For the next 4 weeks. And then there's so many great things, but you do have that new moon in Leo, 2 degrees, Thursday, July 24th. Are you writing a book? Are you doing something? Are you writing a memoir? Are you doing something with publishing? Are you becoming a teacher? Are you becoming a mentor? Are you doing something? This is your house, okay? The new moon in Leo in your 9th, okay? And then you have that Jupiter and Cancer energy. It's almost like there's going to be this big spiritual awakening for you, all right? When we get to this point too. But anyway, you do see the sun opposite Pluto. We'll talk about that. Avoid extremes. Can be some egos at play around this time. There could be something here with travel for you. It hits your 9th and your 3rd. Those are the 2 travel houses, okay? So just keep that in mind. You could be arguing with someone on like, well, no, I want to go here, but we want to go there. Remember, let's compromise, all right? So Venus on July 30th will move into Cancer. That is big for you, okay? Because Venus is joining Jupiter in your 8th. Money, and love and partnerships, business partners. Anyway, let's get started. Sagittarius, let's see what's going on for you for July 2025. All right, Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. Sagittarius, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, y'all are funny. Y'all make me laugh. You crack me up. What are y'all doing? Did you your life is changing. I look at what's happened for you. You got everything activated. I'm like, you're good. All right, let's get started. You know I love y'all. You're good. Okay, you're going to get one of these. Oh, this is going to be easy. You're just good. All right. And I'm not surprised. I said, I'm looking at what's happening. I'm looking at your chart. I'm like, what is happening, Sagittarius? Whoosh. Especially if you're a Sagittarius rising, by the way, but all Sagittarius. Sagittarius moon, all of y'all, listen, y'all. You got the Queen of Swords. There you go. Yeah, you are seeking that sense of truth, justice. Like, we need to talk, but I'm going to be very firm. Head above the clouds. She's got a lot of power, authority. She's gone through a lot to get to this point, to sit in this throne. Sword pointing straight to the sky, right? To the cosmos, to the divine. Yeah? So this is Queen of Swords is Libra, by the way. So what did I say about partnerships, relationships? That's, what Libra rules. So that's already a thing moving forward. Legal matters as well. The courts, I told you. Yeah. There can be something here. Yeah. But it is you just feeling this empowerment. Remember, I said everyone's going to feel that sense of leading up, that confidence. That's you. Okay, you're going to be thinking very clearly. And then, did you see your last week's reading? Remember, you had the sun, okay, in your external factors area. And remember, I do current astrology, all the aspects. So it's not just a spread. Everything is sequential. So everything is connected to last week, right? Because that's astrology. Now it's in the heart of your spread for the month. Like, you're good. You're good. I mean, there's the sun. It's the sun in the heart of your spread. When was the last time you had the sun in the heart of your spread, Sag? Come on. No, for anyone, even like me thinking about, no, very rare. The sun is the biggest yes, okay? If you've ever gone to tarot reading, you know that. This is optimism, opportunities. This is you saying, yeah, with Uranus and Gemini, everything else that's happening, this is you freeing yourself. This is you being able to express yourself. This is you with that confidence. That is what the sun is. It's optimism. It's vitality. It's good health. It's all of that. And it's card 19. Yeah? 1 plus 9. What is that? 10. 1 plus 0 was 1. New beginning. It's almost like a rebirth, actually. There's a rebirth here. Achievement, honors here. As you know, it's happening with Mars and Virgo anyway in your 10th. You're good. All right. Oh, and here, you got that Knight of Swords? Yeah. 2 things. Uranus and Gemini, like I said, very stimulating, very fast, especially of the mind. And you got the Knight of Swords, who is Gemini. So up here, there could be a lot that you're like, woo, 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 woo. Like, yeah. So he can be a little bit impulsive, a little like, as well. So just keep that in mind. Just, test the waters and always trust your intuition. But that's, there may be a lot that you're processing. But the other thing is, yeah, there may be someone you're not seeing eye to eye with. All right. They may be going too fast. They may be coming on too strong. They may be doing, you know what I mean? Like, so just keep that in mind. Yeah. All right. We're going to see eye to eye, but you got that power. You got the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah. Great. You're like laser focused on your goals, on your legacy. Remember, Saturn in Aries is practice patience. And there's a lot of that here. Patience, diligence. Like, this is amazing. Okay, even he's removed himself from the village so he can just stay just so focused on everything that he wants to accomplish. And you see that it's Pentacles. So yeah, something here with money. I told you, you've got, Jupiter in your eighth of wealth building, right? And also all this career fame, all of that, like legacy, reaching your goals or legacy. You're going to make it. He's going to be successful. All right. So you've got that in your mindset of this success and going after everything that I want. And this is absolutely amazing. And this card is attributed to Sun and Virgo. Okay. So you got these two suns here, right? And remember Mars and Virgo, right? That's in your 10th house of career and fame achievements anyway. And you've got the Seven of Swords. Just be honest with yourself. It does seem like, by the way, when you look at your entire spread here, it does seem like there's something you're holding in this month. You can't do that, okay? There's something you're keeping to yourself, all right? Up here, swords are the mind, yeah? So we gotta, yeah? Especially if it's someone here, okay? So again, even with these retrogrades really going within, it's all about being honest with yourself, especially with any circumstances happening within your world that you may be like, that's not right, or I don't know how I feel about this, or I'm carrying this feeling, it doesn't feel. We've got to clear that air, okay? And it starts with you being honest with yourself and not letting those things happen. Now, once you do, you're going to be fine anyway. You got the Eight of Wands in your future. Like I told you, things are going to move fast for you. This is the wands. This is, they're wands. They're invigorating. They're inspiring. They're movement. A lot of you are traveling, by the way. Yeah, I say that? A lot of you are traveling. But this is, look at the wands, completely aligned. Wands are your passions. It's where you put your energy, ambition, all of that. And very career related if you are here for career. So again, like I said, some of y'all are, there's this, was it a glow up? There's yeah, amazing. There's something aligning for you in this huge, and it's happening fast, like whoosh. Okay, big, because, and two things here. One, we do call these the arrows of love. If you're here for love, yeah, I said a lot of you are getting married or going steady. People still say that. I don't know. Secondly, that's your card. All right. It's the first decan of Sagittarius. That's your card. You're good. You're on the move. Things are happening fast for you. Let's get to your staff, Sagittarius. If you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. Leave comments for real. I want to know, again, just this month is so big for everybody. Like when I see what's happening for you, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of Sagittarians that's going to be like Brad Pitt famous. Okay. Like this is a big deal for you this month. Fellow Sagittarius. And I love y'all. All right. So, did I do that? I don't know. I did. I think I did. Even we'll talk about it both ways, but that's amazing. Okay. The Hermit. I told you you're going to be going deep. You're going to do a lot of reflection. I want you to mark in your calendar July 19th, 20th, 21st. That's when Mars conjuncts the South Node in Virgo. I said that is going to be a big deal, and that's when you're going to have to really let something go, okay? And Mars is going to be like a laser. Be like, you got to let this go. And it is in your 10th house of career, fame, public recognition. It's your, reputation, your, public image. It's very public facing. And it's honors, achievements. But there's something here. It's maybe even the mindset because it's Virgo, right? Ruled by Mercury. The way they were thinking about something. Go within. The Hermit, okay? Who is Virgo. Do a lot of that soul searching. You're going to be fine. You have that Four of Cups here. There's someone that's not happy with something that you're doing. And, could be a partnership relationship that you're ending. Again, it's like, hey, wedding planner, we ask for flowers, not, toads. Whatever it is, there's something, they may not be, happy with some decisions that are happening with you. You got to give them time. That's all it is. Give them time. All right. So keep that in mind. It can be like a business. It can be something with work, career. It can be something with love, romance, or even like, you have like, if you have children or grandchildren, there could be something there, but just keep that in mind. All right. There's a lot of great things happening for you. You got that 10 of Wands. Yeah. That's your card too. So where it falls on your staff, amazing. Because you're going through a period of time where, yeah, you had a lot going on. Yeah. And it's all coming to an end. 10 is the end. Yeah. all coming to an end. Remember, you got that 10 here. All coming to an end, but you've got to lay down those wands. You've got to be able to see your way forward, all right? That's all it is. And then you have the Three of Pentacles and your final outcome. And I love this card because it's all about the new. The Three of Pentacles. Three is a vibration of the Empress, okay? 1 + 2 equals new reality. But it's the Three of Pentacles with a lot of other people involved. So this card is actually all about teamwork. So there you go. There's your affirmation that some of y'all are moving into new jobs or starting your own business. You're going to be working with new people. Again, if you're not here for a career, even though the pentacles are in the structure of the building, so there's something here long lasting, something new that you're starting with other people. If you're not here for a career, it could be just something like I said, you opening up that bowling alley with your family or something like that. Whatever I said earlier, it could be just something like other people involved. Okay. It did interestingly come out reverse too. All right. So be social, and you've got to trust your intuition, and you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to be mindful of who you are partnering with. But I don't think you're going to have a problem with that. With, you've got your 9th house activated, you have your 12th house activated in the beginning of the month. But either way, it comes down to you being honest with yourself about certain things, seeing through any cracks, any of that. Now, Sagittarius, oh my goodness, let's break it down week by week. Well, the first week, July 4th, really big day. You got that Venus-Uranus conjunction in Taurus. I love that. And also, it feels like there's an energy of like breaking free from something anyway. Like there's something here, like breaking the chains that's coming through. Venus moves into Gemini for you, and then Uranus moves into Gemini for you. So again, you're right off the bat, a lot of partnership energy, one-on-one connections, legal matters, all of that. Okay, let's see what's going on for you for the first week of July. Anyway, you got the Lovers. Okay, so when I say you're really gonna feel Venus and Uranus in Gemini, this is a Gemini card. The Lovers is attributed to Gemini. When I say that, and that rules your 7th house, nobody else's, but your 7th house of partnerships, of relationships. You already have Jupiter in Cancer, deepening relationships. You're good. You're going to feel it right away. But this card, at the end of the day, you got Archangel Raphael there, gifting you all this love. So it could be new love, serendipitous moments, right place, right time is coming through. Especially with Uranus anyway, right? Surprises. Anyway, but it's just you having the choice of what you want to do with all that love that's available, okay? Or that you can get, or that you can seek, or you're seeking. Anyway, seeking it. Now, second week, like I don't make this up. This is insane. And remember, you got Venus trine Pluto as well. Now, and the moon's gonna be in your sign that day too. Anyway, Thursday, July 10th is, we got the full moon in Capricorn. That's big, and then Saturn going retrograde is gonna be big, okay? And then okay, let's leave it at that, because the full moon is big. Full moon in Capricorn, Saturn going retrograde, Saturn being the ruler for Capricorn. Oh. For Sagittarius. So when I said I feel like there's something changing big for you, with that full moon where things are illuminated, where you see things that you need to see, but also, with every ending, there's a new beginning. And like I said, there just feels like something new happening that you're going to celebrate. You got another 3 here. 3 is a vibration of the Empress. Okay. So this is really exciting. You could be getting really good news, by the way, around this time. Okay. This is the celebration. It's celebrated. There's something you're celebrating. Other people involved as well. It could be with family. It could be friends, colleagues, whatever it is. There's something really special happening for you. Now, third week, Mercury goes retrograde and Mars will conjunct the South Node. That is a big thing. That, I need to do a whole video on its own. But we do enter Leo season. And I did, and Venus will square Mars. I didn't tell you, but I will now. The sun will be in Leo on July 23rd. The sun in Leo will trine Saturn in Aries. So you see all these really auspicious trines with Saturn, all about long-term commitments. So there is something here that's just all about success and long lasting. It's really, really special. All right. Let's see what's going on for you for the third week of July. That wasn't it. There we go. I feel like I'm gonna like throw something at you. I'll give you a sticker. I'm gonna give you a sticker. I'm gonna give you Jessica Rabbit, okay? And Garth. You got the Two of Cups. Like what? I'm about to cry for you. Like this is like anyway, so you're good. And this is right on the heels of that new moon in Leo anyway, but you've got the Two of Cups. Again, the big emphasis for you will be partnerships and relationships. It doesn't matter if it's love or career or both or one-on-one connections. Like, again, like your relationship with your accountant, whatever it is, but there's something beautiful. This is love. This is soulmate energy. This is, I found the one. Yeah. This is, in layman terms, right? We call it like the true love card, the twin flame card. There's something, you see the winged lion, all that passion, the caduceus here, even healing. You got the Lovers, Three of Cups, and the Two of Cups. Like, excuse me, like, hello, Sagittarius is in the house. Really big energy with partnerships, relationships. And this card is actually attributed to Venus and Cancer. Yeah, I remember by the end of the month, and you're going to have in the first half of August, Venus and Cancer with Jupiter and Cancer in 8th house of like deepening relationships. Like, oh, that's so special with the Lovers. Let's last week. Okay. So the last week we have that new moon in Leo. There's about 6 aspects happening that day that are so harmonious. Don't forget, we do have the sun opposite Pluto, but we have Venus moving into Cancer on July 30th. And we have the Mercury Cazimi July 31st. I love it. We'll talk about that when we get to it, but you are definitely going to be in a completely new place in your life this month. Let's see what's going on for you. July, last week of July. For Sagittarius. I can't, this is like, I'm going to give you, you're going to get a mic drop. You got the Knight of Wands. Hey, that's your card. He's Sagittarius and he's double fire. Knights are fire. Wands are fire. You're going to feel this fieriness, right? You're going to feel it. And this is going after everything that's been happening for you, taking it to the next level, or you're just in this pursuit of something that you just know it's going to happen. But this really is taking all of this and running with it and not going back. This is like just so inspiring and invigorating. It's a Knight of Wands. Knights are all about action. They have a drive. They have this purpose. And that's you. This is, again, your card, all in the name of transforming your life. Remember, Wands, very career related. It doesn't have to be if you're not here for that. It's your passions. Then I did say a lot of y'all are going to be traveling. All in the name of like wisdom, right? Like learning about yourself. Anyway, this is bonkers. This is bonkers. I mean, you have the sun in the heart of your spread, but everything here is just making sense. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's one of your best spreads. Just be honest with yourself, right? I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's just something that you might have to, something's got to come up. There's even like again, you're holding something in. It has to come up. You're so protected with that sun, and it's just going to help everything move forward. You already got that Queen of Swords anyway. Like, you're fine. You're going to be good. Look at all this. This is actually one of your best spreads. Bonkers. And it also proves what? You got 3 major arcana. You don't need like this is insane. You see the 8 of, you got a lot of your cards. Anyway, Sagittarius, second spread. Yeah, we're going to go deeper. We're going to look at love. We're going to look at relationship. We're going to look at everything, like career. We're going to look at all that, right? Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Really good legendary. I'm already, I can't even talk. Like, Anyway, y'all are amazing. Okay. And next week we'll go deeper in the aspects for you. All right. Thanks so much, Sagittarius. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.